Hello,
Hi.
we're here with Colleen Perfect, celebrating a big day coming up. What is that?
Dad and I have been married 55 years,
And what's the date?
June 15th.
Coming up. So we're sitting here today to have a little chat, fireside chat. This is your home?
Yes, it is.
Lovely.
Lived
How long?
Lived here 52 years.
Wow, almost your whole marriage.
Or maybe, yeah, 52.
All right. We're going to run the gamut of questions today.
Okay.
Um,
Can't wait.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm just curious.
You should be. Well, we'll just ease into this. So first question. Hitler, your thoughts?
Oh, give me a break. Come on, Michael.
All right.
Seriously?
No.
That's going to be.
No, that was not serious.
Cut!
All right. We'll edit that maybe. When were you born?
July 5th, 1947.
Where?
I'm old. Where? Here, in St. Paul.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Right down the street. I wasn't born at the house, but 925 Lakeview is where I went back after the hospital.
Mm-hmm. And you were what child?
Third
of?
5.
Okay. Do you recall your siblings' names?
My memory's fading, but I do remember that. Betty Mae, Kathy, myself, Pat, and Jim.
What was it like growing up in 925 Lakeview back in the 1900s?
Crazy, but free.
How so?
Freedom. Kids had freedom. We could get on our bikes and ride around the lake, and we could go ride to Como Park, go to the zoo. We had freedom. Not like today.
Meaning your parents weren't hovering over you.
No, meaning that it was safe to do that for kids, where kids can't do that anymore. But no, my parents didn't hover over me. No.
Would you say you had a good childhood then?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I felt very loved.
Your dad owned a business, I understand.
Yes, St. Paul Milk Company. His father had it before him. His brothers and he had it. And my father was a secretary treasurer. James Emmett Ryan. Went by Emmett.
Is that a small house you lived in 925 Lakeview?
No, very big. My dad had it built.
Would you say you
were
big
colonial home?
Would you say you were wealthy growing up?
Yeah. I mean, we had more money than Margie used to always say to me, "You're dirty rich." But no, we went to good schools.
Wait, is that a compliment?
What?
Dirty rich?
I didn't like it when she said
filthy
that.
Rich?
It used to be dirty rich.
Okay.
At least that's what she said.
And who's this Margie character?
Margie McPartlin. She was my friend all my life, since we were babies.
And how long ago did she pass?
She didn't pass.
Oh, sorry.
You know that, Michael.
You're old. I don't know. I assume everybody you grew up with is dead.
Michael Perfect. You'll never change.
So, was your dad gone a lot when you were young?
Well, yeah, out in the yard. He was always out in the yard picking weeds. No, my mom and dad went out a lot. They went out at night to dinner. They went golfing. They went to parties. But, I mean, they were home most of the time.
Because he owned a business, I assumed he was gone most of the day.
Oh, yeah, most of the day.
Any highlights at a young age come to mind growing up?
Highlights?
Yeah, some memorable moments maybe.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of different ones, but I can't think of anything extraordinary.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to St. Andrews grade school till 4th grade, and then 5th grade on up to 12th grade, I went to Visitation. The Convent of the Visitation.
And you were raised in a religion?
Oh, Very Catholic, yes. My father, when we were children, we would, not every night, but many nights, we'd get down in the living room and we'd kneel down at a chair and we'd all pray the rosary. He'd lead the rosary and we prayed the rosary as a family. Prayed the rosary as a family. Mm. Went to mass every Sunday at St. Andrew's, and yeah, we prayed a lot.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom was a beautiful woman. She was a model. She did a lot of modeling. She was a good mom. She was her and my dad were so in love. I don't know why it makes me sad right now, but I was so blessed to have them as parents. They were deeply in love. So they were good parents. They were happy. My dad and mom were always happy people. I can't really say much more about that right now.
Good enough. We'll jump ahead to your teenage years. You went to Visitation High School?
Yep.
Which is all girls school?
That's right. All girls Catholic school.
And how did that go?
I hated it at first because I didn't want to go there. My mom said, "Well, Kathy's there, and we'd like you to go there when you." So I was in 5th grade, and I had friends at St. Andrews. So I said, "I don't want to leave my friends," but I went, and then I made new friends, and it was good. It was a good education. The nuns were good, tough, but.
Did you graduate?
Yes, I graduated.
At what age?
I need a Kleenex.
We could do that. We'll get some help. Producer, somebody. Hello.
Hello.
And you are?
I'm your dad, Tim Perfect, Senior. Yeah.
You know what we're doing here today?
No idea.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
You should be. So we're going to talk about your childhood. We'll talk about your teenage years a little bit. We'll talk about meeting your wife and married life and children, and we'll touch on a number of things throughout our conversation. So buckle up. Your beer cold?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good start. So state your name and rank.
Name and rank? I don't have a rank. I'm a civilian.
What was your rank?
Corporal.
In what branch?
Marine Corps.
When was this?
66, 60 through 68.
And did you sign up for the
I
Marines?
did.
Was there something going on during the late 60s?
Vietnam War, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you go?
I did.
How long were you there?
About 14 months.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming back. Tell me about your childhood. You had siblings?
I did. Older siblings.
How many?
One of each. Brother, sister.
What are their names?
Quentin Lewis and Suzanne Coral.
You grew up where?
Well, started off on Rice Street, right by Tin Cups, and ended up in Como Park.
What'd your dad do for a living?
He was a shipping clerk for Hilux Company.
What do they do?
Ship Hilux, bleach, ammonia.
This was his job for a long time?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And your mom?
Well, she had a few jobs, mostly a secretary or shipping clerk for trucking companies.
What are their names?
Whose names?
Your parents.
Margaret and Dale.
So growing up, what'd you do to keep busy?
Played in the street.
Yeah? What'd you play?
Usually we had some nice dirt in our street, so we usually played cars in the street, little not matchbook cars. They had other kind of cars then. But played a lot of baseball, a lot of football, a lot of ditch
Bitch.
on bikes. Yep.
Mm. Do you have any good friends growing up?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
Como Elementary, start with, Como Junior High, and then Washington High School.
Was it public schools?
Yes.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
And then you went off to the military.
No, I went off to Hilux Company.
Oh, you worked for Dad?
I did. Yeah.
He got you a job?
Mm-hmm.
That's called nepotism.
I know. I'm glad of it.
So, you're married, presumably?
Last time I checked,
How long?
54 years right now.
Coming up on 55. When's that going to be?
June 15th.
Very good. Did you have any bad habits growing up?
All of them.
Yes. Did you smoke?
I did.
What'd you smoke?
Whatever I could find on the street.
Was that something you used to smoke?
Right toward the end, maybe.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
This is what I remember.
You do?
Yeah. This
Oh.
is what I remember seeing up in the cupboard.
Okay.
How do you do that? What do you...
Huh?
Do you remember how to do that? You pack them?
Pack them?
Yeah, do you remember how to do that? How long has it been? When did you quit? Do you remember?
No, I don't. Tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Did your wife smoke?
Yes, she did. She quit a long time before I did.
Really? You
Yeah.
kept going, huh?
Mhm.
You're not a quitter.
No.
Man, I've never... So there's a lot going on here. How long has it been since you had a cigarette?
Oh, got to be 20 years at least.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah. Suit yourself.
If you had a cigar, I might. Maybe an ashtray. Mom's going to have a fit.
I asked her for an ashtray.
Oh.
She said you got rid of them.
Oh, we got a big one downstairs. You know how to do that?
Yeah, I'm professional.
Go.
What?
How you doing?
Oh, I flipped it. Okay. For that experiment,
Delicious, huh?
for the record, yeah, you did smoke in this house with your children for
Mhm.
years, and as did your wife.
Mhm.
Amazing you're still alive, or any of us for that matter. When did you quit smoking?
Many years ago.
I remember the day quite well,
No, you don't.
as do all my brothers. You were a terror. It was Thanksgiving.
You're right. It was Thanksgiving, and I was out. We were down at Mamie's and Papa's house, and I sat in the kitchen by myself, and I was very crabby.
The darkest holiday ever
Oh,
experienced.
stop
in
it!
the perfect
You always
household.
exaggerate, Mike. Knock it off.
Were you a good son?
Basically, yeah. Yeah.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah. Nothing serious, but the old man would say, go out and take the papers out, burn them, come right back in. I'd take the papers out, burn them, take off.
How old were you when you were doing that type of activity?
Oh, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Did you hang out with your siblings a lot growing up? Or are they too far in age difference?
No. I used to harass them. They used to harass me, but I used to harass them more.
Okay, well, let's jump ahead
Okay.
to your high school years. Visitation?
Yes.
Yeah, give me some thoughts on that.
That's fun. We didn't have any sports or anything like that. Went to dances with your father. Went to the well, that was senior year, but I had a lot of good friends, girls, of course, from visitation.
Your sisters go there?
Kathy did. She went in her high school years, and I went 5th grade through 12th grade. But that's kind of like my parents wanted me to go there because Kathy was still as her senior year, and they put me in at the 5th grade, so I was there when she was still there. They thought it was a great school.
And you met a boy during this time of your life? Is this right?
Well, I had a couple boyfriends, but your dad was the one that stuck. Yeah, I met Dad when I was a junior, and we just kind of knew each other. And it's funny because we used to double date with somebody else when we went out on dates. He was with the girl I knew, and I was with the guy he knew. But anyway, so senior year is kind of when we started dating seriously, and then
So that's how you met, was via just friends of friends dating other people.
being in the Como area and stuff. We used to have pool parties at Como Pool, and he'd be over there dancing, and I thought he was a good dancer. And actually, I knew him before that, but when we, went down skating at Como, but we didn't, hang out or anything. But senior year is when we started dating.
So you first met him ice skating at Como Lake.
Yeah, about junior high age.
Did you say he was a good dancer?
He was, and he told me that he said, "I practice at home." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I take a towel and I put it around the doorknob." I did. I couldn't believe he told me that, but that was funny. He didn't care.
Who's this we're talking about? What's his name?
Dad. Huh?
His name?
Tim.
Full name.
Why are you drinking?
So you started dating, you were a senior.
Mm-hmm.
How old was he?
He had graduated. He graduated in 63. I graduated in 65.
Okay, 2 years older.
Yeah.
What was he doing with his life then, besides practicing dancing with the towel?
I think he was working at Hilux Company. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was where he was.
Sounds exciting. This is what you look for in a man?
Yeah. I wasn't looking at him for marriage at that time.
So?
He was fun. He was cute. He was, attracted to him.
Tell me about your first date, if you can recall.
What?
Your first date? You remember that?
Where we went?
Sure.
I don't remember.
So you were sort of friends before you started dating.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we would go out with double date with different people. He was with a friend of mine, and then I'd be with a friend of his that we kind of were dating. And
Okay. How long did you date?
Dad and I? Well, till we got married.
Which was how long?
Well, if I was a senior in high school, I was 65. And then he went in the service. Well, we got engaged when I was very young.
How young?
I just graduated from high school.
You just started dating him when you were a senior, you said.
Maybe it was the end of my junior year that I started dating him.
Goodness.
Because we had been dating for a while, yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then we got engaged when I was just graduated, yeah. So I was only 17, 18.
And what'd your parents think of him?
They thought it was great. When they found it, I hid my ring because I knew my parents would go ballistic if they saw me with an engagement ring. But I was in love and I was going to marry him. So when I was at home one time, Kathy and my mom were talking, and Kathy looked over at me and she said, "Is that a ring on your finger?" And I went, "No." And then my mom said, "It better not be." And I ran in my bedroom and I threw myself on my bed and I cried and I said, "I'm going to marry him. I love him." It was a big drama scene. Anyway, and then I heard my sister Kathy in the background say, "She better not get married before I do." She was 7 years older than me, but she got married a year before I did. Anyway, yeah, so then they got to know Tim. My parents got to know him and they liked him. They thought he was a good man. And then, of course, he went in the service, Marine Corps.
Tell me more about that.
Well, Dad can tell you more about that, but he went to the Marines because he knew he was going to be drafted. He didn't want to go in the Army, and his brother Quint had been in the Marines, so he went in the Marines and went to the Vietnam War, and that was hard. He used to send little videotapes or little audio tapes, and some tape on camera they took too. But thank God that he was not hurt, or he was saved and came back, and it was like few months later, we got married. So I was older than I was 21.
So in high school, you met a Colleen Ryan,
I did.
or
yes.
while you were in high school, not at
Yes.
your high school.
Yes.
You were from the other side of the tracks. I understand.
was. Yes.
Who is on the good side or bad side? That's up for debate, I guess.
It is. It is.
Depends who I ask the question.
Yes. She would say she's on the good side and I'm on the bad side, but more fun on the bad side.
That's probably true. How did you meet?
Well, I think we first met over at Lake Como skating rink. I saw her with the kinky hair and said, "Oh my gosh, who was that?" Anyway, yeah, that's the first time I saw her. I don't think we even met. We just glanced at each other maybe. I was too busy with the hockey.
Sure. So fast forward then from there. How did you end up actually like out together on a date or whatever?
Well, she was going with one of my good friends, and she was dating him, and I was still looking around, playing a little bit, and then they broke up for some reason. I have no idea. And then I don't know, it was months after that probably. I think it was a couple months after that I don't know where we saw each other again, but we just started talking and decided there used to be some drive-ins that everybody went to. So I'd be in a drive-in, she'd pull up in her car with friends and start chit-chatting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can't give you any dates, but that's the way it all started anyway.
Right. Yeah. Were there double dates where you guys were with other people?
Yeah.
It's a little awkward.
Well, it wasn't at the time.
I suppose not.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So do you remember your first date?
No, I can't. It'd probably be a movie or just going out, driving around.
Did you dance often when we were younger?
A little bit, yeah, in a group.
In a group. How'd you become such a dancer? Did you enjoy dancing?
I used to practice with the towel rack.
Can't believe you admitted that. I was trying to get you to. I didn't think you were gonna.
Oh,
So your wife seems to think you're a pretty good dancer.
no, that's her opinion.
Well, she was attracted to you somehow based on your dance
Wow.
moves.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my impression of that as well. Oh boy. So you dated for how long?
Oh boy. About 2-3 years anyway, at least.
Before you got married. So how long was it till you?
No, it's more than that. Probably 4 years.
Okay.
Because we were dating and stuff, getting pretty serious, and then Vietnam came up, and so that was another 2 years there. And we were engaged before I went.
Tell me about that.
I asked her if she wanted to get married, and she said yeah. So I had a ring that I gave her, but she had to hide it from her parents, which didn't concern me any. And eventually I said, if you want to break this off, we just cut it off, and then if I come back, I'll get back in touch with you. But she didn't want none of that, so she just said, nope, I got it, and you're not getting it back. So Okay, see ya.
And you were gone 14 months?
2 years. Well, there was some leave time in there, but
Mm.
it was 2 years before I got back in the civilian life, as they say.
So you didn't mind, or you alluded to her folks perhaps not being too supportive of your engagement?
No, she didn't want to tell anybody, and I'm pretty sure she thought that she thought they would think that she was too young.
How old was she?
18, 19, somewhere in there, 18.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I'll give you partial credit for that.
Okay, great.
She claimed 17.
Oh, well. I don't want to rob the cradle or nothing.
Too late for that.
uh,
So you stayed engaged while you were overseas
mhm. Yeah.
and came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a wedding.
Yeah, she informed me that we're getting married in 6 months, 4 or 5 months. I said, oh, well, okay.
After you got back from Vietnam.
Yeah.
That take you by surprise a bit?
Yeah. You know, when you get back from that, I like to just go party for a while, but which I did. She did.
Mhm.
And but I got out of the service on the 28th of February, and we got married on the 15th of June, same year.
So after you got back from Vietnam, did you seek employment?
Yes, I got a job at Snyder's warehouse, in their warehouse, just stocking shelves and filling orders and stuff. And after working there for about 4 months maybe, I talked to a fork truck driver who usually just picked up a pallet full of stuff and stuffed it up in a rack and stuff. And he informed me that if I stuck it out in 8 or 9 years, I could have his job. And I said, boy, that's really good. And then I think a month after that, we had a contract come up, and they settled for, I think it was 4 cents an hour raise. And so I said to myself, I got to get out of here. So then I talked to my brother-in-law, and he mentioned pipe fitting, trade school, and that they needed people. So that's how that started.
Which brother-in-law?
My sister's husband,
Fred?
Kaiser.
So pipe fitting.
Pipe fitting, yes.
How long did you do this as a career?
39 years. Yeah.
Make a good living?
Yes, very good.
Where are we today?
In my house that I bought back in 1971.
Still here, still standing.
Still standing. Few additions. Same old house.
When did you get married?
June 15th, 1968.
Where did you get married?
St. Andrew's Church,
Where's that located?
right across Como Lake from here.
What was the weather like on your day?
It was beautiful. Very nice.
What's your favorite memory from that day?
Well, getting married, but I had my sisters and my friends as my bridesmaids. That was nice. My niece is my flower girl, and it was a beautiful wedding. We had the reception at home at 925 Lakeview because it's a big house. And my sister Kathy, the year before, had gotten married, and she had her reception at Town and Country Club, and then they all came back to the house anyway. So I said, well, why do both? Why not just have it at the house? So the house was fixed up beautiful. My brother Pat had a band, and they played in the garage. Everything was fixed up out there, and the basement was where all the drinking bar down there, and
Piano? More music down there?
yeah.
How many people were
Backyard
invited?
was all fixed up. Oh, I don't know, a lot.
You don't know?
I don't know the numbers. 300, but I don't know if everybody showed up.
What did you serve? Food?
I don't even remember. We had a catered. The lady came in that my mom used to have for big parties, and it was a variety of things. It was very nice.
Do you remember your first dance
With Dad,
at the wedding reception?
did we have? I don't even remember if we had a big deal with the first dance.
Well, if Pat was in the band, I don't know, maybe that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we did have like a big deal with a dance. We must have danced, but as far as music and that, I don't remember any of that.
That's okay. Your honeymoon? Where'd you go?
We went up to Cragun's Resort up on Gull Lake, and we were just there for maybe 3-4 days. And then we met up with my folks and my sister up at another friends of theirs place on Gull Lake. In fact, the invitation picture on the 55th that you had on the invitation is from that person's home up there.
What date did you get married?
June 15th, 1968.
Where did you get married?
St. Andrew's Catholic Church
Where was the reception?
at 1087 Lakeview. My wife's parents' house.
9:25.
Oh, yeah. What am I thinking of?
July 7th, 1970.
Oh, yeah. Big day.
Anything remarkable happened that date?
Yeah. My first baby boy. Yeah.
How disappointed were you?
Why are you saying that? Because you're the third? And
We'll get to that. Slow down. Who's this boy you're referring to?
my son, Timothy Dale Jr. Red hair.
Mm.
Darling little baby.
How was the pregnancy?
It was normal. I had some morning sickness, but the cute story is I wanted to get pregnant. I wanted to have a baby. So I went to then I thought I might be, and I went to the doctor, and we were still living in our apartment down off of West 7th Street at that time. And Dad I think he was a pipe fitter by that time. Came home from work, and I was all ready with a big pillow stuffed under my shirt. So when he came home, I could go like that, and he'd know that I was pregnant. The answer was from the doctor was I was pregnant. So he came, and I opened the door, and he had a big bouquet of flowers, and then he went, "Oh, you're pregnant!" I said, "Yes," and we hugged and kissed, and I said, "What if I wouldn't have been pregnant? You brought me flowers." He said, "Well, I figured if I brought you flowers, either way, it would have made you happy." So, yeah, long story.
Very nice. May 6th, 1972.
Yep, second boy, Dan.
How'd you come up with that name?
Daniel Patrick. Well, he was one of our best friends that was killed in Vietnam. Daniel Patrick McLaughlin. And it's an Irish name, and he was Irish, and yeah, he thought it'd be a good name.
2 boys.
Yeah, it's getting busy. We moved into this house when Tim was about a year and a half. Yeah. And then Dan came along, so we were already here in the house.
Did you like being a mother?
I loved it. That was my dream.
To have 2 boys?
No, to be a mother. I wanted more kids than that.
Okay. September 25th, 1975.
Yeah. That's when Michael was born. You.
Cheers to that.
Yep.
Another boy.
Another boy. Yep.
Now, did you know that?
No, we never knew back in those days. So another blonde. Yeah.
Curly hair.
Yeah, curly hair.
Is that a theme amongst your children?
Dan's wasn't as curly. He had a wave.
More wavy, perhaps?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got videos to show that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do, on a bike. very weighty.
Oh, that was when it was flowing, when he had his little long haircut.
October 4th, 1979.
That was my fourth one, my fourth boy. When the doctor and the nurses in the delivery room were like, "Oh, it's another boy," they thought I was going to be all upset because some mothers cry and get all upset. I didn't want it to go. I wanted to go. And I just started crying like I did usually with every one of you, and they were so relieved that I wasn't upset. And he was a redhead, so my first and last were redheads, 2 middle blondes.
His name, the last one?
Oh, Sean Ryan Perfect.
4 boys.
Yep.
What was Dad's thoughts on that initially? All
He
those
was
kids.
happy. Yeah. He'd come home and he'd write me poems.
What?
I can't find them. He wrote the first one, I think, when Tim was born, but maybe it was when, I don't know. But yeah, he was so happy. He wrote down some things, and I can't find them now.
Well, I'll ask him. Maybe he can recite it by memory.
Yeah.
How many grandchildren do you have?
I have 10.
Can you name them?
Megan, Mary, Claire. Those are Tim's girls. Jenna and Jake are Barb and Dan's girls. I did it again. I did it at the anniversary party, the last anniversary party. Everybody just went ballistic on me. Jenna and Jake are Dan and Barb's children. Elena and Nolan are Mike's and Melinda's children. And Audria and Aiden and Adric are Sean and Lorena's children. I'm not going to say boys and girls anymore.
July 7th, 1970.
Yeah.
They didn't hold any significance for you?
July 7th, 1970.
I'll give you a hint.
Honeymoon? No.
Do you have any children?
No.
That
Yeah,
explains
777. If you would have said that, I would have got it right away.
it. 777.
Yeah. Firstborn.
Who's that?
Tim Jr.
Oh, he's a junior.
Yes, he is.
Timothy Dale,
Yes.
Perfect Jr.
Yep.
How'd you come up with that name? Just kidding. Were you excited to have a son?
Yeah. Absolutely ecstatic to have a son. Yep.
What do you remember about him as a baby? Anything?
Cowlick, cried a lot, crapped his pants.
Very similar to nowadays.
Yes, very much so. That's why I worked.
To get out of the house. May 6th, 72.
Daniel Patrick,
Another boy.
another boy. Keep it rolling.
Anything significant about him when he was born or when he was at a young age that you recall? Two kids instead of one. It's
Two kids
got to be a
instead
lot
of
more
one.
work.
Yeah, a little bit
A
more
couple
work,
years
yeah.
apart.
Well, Tim was a big help. He'd slap him around a lot.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
September 25th, 1975.
that would be Michael. James.
That's right. Number 3, you were the third born.
I was.
So was your wife. Seems like a good number.
Yeah, we didn't wait long enough for you. I kept rolling.
Yeah, another couple years apart. I had 3 boys in the house.
3 boys. That's right.
Did you work a lot of overtime back in those days?
I tried to.
October 4th, 1979.
That would be Sean. Sean Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
4 boys.
Any others?
And not that I know of.
Anything with Sean that you remember?
Well, he's the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And as he got older, he got picked on, of course. Rolled down the steps a few times. but he was a pretty good kid.
Uh,
Yep.
so you're a pipe fitter in his 30s with 4 boys.
Mm.
Your wife doesn't work.
No.
What'd you do for fun?
Well, we went out when we could, and your grandma would come over and watch you boys, which I don't know how she did it, but she did. And we'd get out a few times with some friends or stuff, or do stuff with our friends who had kids also. So get out and we'll go up to the lake a lot, at a lake place up in Buffalo. Of course, you know that. And every weekend we'd go up there, so that kept you guys busy, which was good. Yep.
Where'd that cabin come from?
From my grandmother, Coral Moose. And I don't know exact history of how it came about, but they had a place in Maple Lake. They didn't like it. They sold that to get a place in Buffalo. And then stayed there until Grandpa Moose died, and then she had it. And then when she died, my dad got it.
A lot of fun up there.
A lot of fun.
How many grandchildren do you have?
10.
Can you name them?
Jake, Jenna, Megan, Mary, and Claire, and Elena, Nolan, and Adric, Aiden, and Audrey.
I think you passed.
That's good.
Looking back on life, we've been talking about it a little bit here today.
Yep.
Any regrets?
Any regrets? I don't think it's a regret, but your mom wanted a girl, and after 4, I said, "You're in luck."
She was open to the idea, generally.
Yeah, she always said she wanted a girl, but in hindsight, she looks back on it and she says, "There's no way that I want a girl." All that was in that. It's easy with you guys. Yell and scream and spank you. You'd cry for a minute or two, and then you'd go, "Okay, go out and play." So, yeah, I think she liked it.
What are some highlights or some high moments in your life when you think back?
Graduating from pipe fitting. 4 boys. Birth. Getting married. 25th anniversary, wedding anniversary. 50th is a big one. And financial stability. All the kids grew up, had got good lives. Everybody's still alive, so that's a plus. And everything's going pretty good right now.
Well said. Who replaces the toilet paper roll most often?
Me.
What's your partner's best quality?
2. He's got a good sense of humor, and he can be very considerate of me, like when I had my broken bones.
What's your favorite vacation that you two have taken?
Hawaii.
Which child was in labor? Which was the worst?
Tim.
What's the key to a happy marriage?
Patience.
What's Dad's favorite snack?
Popcorn.
How does he like his steak?
Medium.
What does he do to relax?
Watch TV.
What food does he hate?
He eats a lot of food. I don't know. I can't think. He hates so many.
What's his favorite breakfast food?
Bacon and eggs, or sausage and eggs.
What are your children's nicknames?
Bebop, Bunchers, um, what was your? Well, you know yours. Bebop, Bunchers. Oh, I can't think. Stop it. Beavers and shots either. Can we do that over? Pumpkin? Oh, you remember? Can you please do that over, Tim?
No, because you got mine right. That's all that matters.
Oh, come on, please.
What are your children's nicknames?
Bebop, Bunchers, Beavers, and Pumpkin.
What's your dream vacation?
I would like to go back to Ireland again with Dad.
What's the likelihood of that happening?
It's not gonna happen.
Who replaces the toilet paper roll most often?
She does.
What's her best quality?
Changing the toilet paper. Good mother and a good wife. That's her best quality.
Why do you think your marriage has lasted so long?
We put up with each other.
What's your favorite vacation you two took as a couple?
Hawaii was good. That was a lot of fun. So that's the best vacation, I think. Other than younger years going up to the lake every weekend. That was like a vacation, just get out of town. Have a lake place. Kids can do whatever you want up there. So that was always enjoyable.
What's your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. Be nice to go back to Hawaii, maybe. Dream vacation. Maybe a fishing trip up north.
What are your children's nicknames?
Oh boy. Let's see. Bebop. Aya. I think it is.
Keep going.
Bubba. And can't think of the name. Knucklehead.
Okay. What's your wife's favorite snack?
Favorite snack would be Caltrax ice cream.
How does she like her steak?
Medium.
What does she do to relax?
Pray.
What's her favorite breakfast?
Whatever I make. Donuts got to be in there too.
What do you think she's most proud of?
You 4 boys.
What's her best quality?
Patience.
Any favorite memories come to mind as you've been reminiscing about your life with family, friends, fun times, trips?
Favorite memories? Well, I love camping. We go up to Two Rivers, as you know, every 4th of July weekend, and we've had some great times up there. Campers been a great thing for Dad and I to have, although now his knees are getting worse, so he can't let us know if he can keep doing that. We used to go up to the cabin at Pulaski when you kids were little. Those were great memories, but we don't have that anymore. So I'm sure there's some, Mike. I just can't think of them all right now. Some more, but
what are you most proud of?
Well, my family, my Irish heritage, my Catholic faith, the fact that Dad and I have been married 55 years. A lot of things.
You mentioned your Catholic faith. So you've been married 55 years. Let's be honest, you'll be dead soon. You're going to see God.
Okay,
What?
I'm ready.
What's that conversation going to be like?
When I see God? Now, how could I ever answer a question like that?
What do you think? Speculate.
I can't because it's just too awesome. We just finally see the face of God. If I'm worthy, I mean, what could be? That's what I live for. That's what I'm living for. Someday, see the face of God. And I'm going to cry again if you get me going. So I'll change the subject now.
Well, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Okay, that sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colleen, Bridget, Ryan, perfect. All right. Well, how old are you?
Oh, 78, 7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't keep track ever since he was born.
We didn't touch on this yet, but your religion
Yes,
is what?
Catholic.
How's that?
Well, I was Lutheran, and then after coming back from Vietnam, in Vietnam, I started looking at Catholic religion because I knew she was Catholic. And I came back and I took some classes and switched over to being Catholic.
Did you do that for yourself or for her?
Both.
Were you very religious prior to that?
Well, I'd go to church once a month
With your folks?
with my mom mostly.
Mhm.
And then after high school, not so much, whenever she wanted to go, she wanted me to take her, whatever.
Would you say your Catholic faith is an important part of your life?
Sure, it is.
Well, let's be honest, you're going to be dead soon and
That's
and
right.
see God.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that conversation is going to be like?
What did you do to me? I kept buying lottery tickets. What happened? No, I think, we'll have a pretty good conversation. You'll say, you shouldn't have done this and that and this and that and this and that. That was good. This was good, typical ups and downs of life.
Mhm.
Yep.
You scared?
Oop. I'm going to be here a while yet.
The jury is still out as far as how you were as a son, or a Marine, or a pipe fitter, or a husband, and a Catholic, but as a father. I'd say you did all right.
Well, I'm good. I tried to do all right. Tried to discipline you when you needed it. Tried to talk to you when you needed it. Tried to explain things, how things were. How you should keep plugging away and do the best you can. And gave you the tools and stuff to do that. So that's all you can ask out of life. Bring your kids up the best you can.
Well said. Thanks for dressing up today.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Timothy Dale, Perfect Senior.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're here with Tim and Colleen Perfect yet again. And we're going to ask you both some questions. And there'll be a test.
I'm good at those.
I'll win.
We're celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
The longest farce in the history of. First question: did you have nicknames for each other while you were dating,
Yeah.
or now?
Poozy woozy.
Bertha.
Can you say it in your southern accent while you were over in Vietnam?
Big Bertha.
No, that isn't.
Boy,
Uh,
do you remember your first dance at your wedding?
First dance at my wedding. It was a slow one. That's all I can remember.
How much did the wedding cost?
Ask my parents.
Wow. I think it was over $10.
Hey, I saved the money by having it at the house.
Congratulations. Which one of you controls the TV remote the most?
It used to be me, but now we've got two. So she's got one, and I got one.
2 different TVs. He's
You-
downstairs, I'm upstairs.
That's a good follow-up question. Do you even watch TV together anymore?
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Who talks on the phone the most often?
Me.
That's unanimous. Who gets the most parking tickets?
What is that?
Who
Nope,
drives?
nobody.
Who drives the best?
Me.
Oh no. No, 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 no. No.
Who wakes up in a better mood?
Me.
No. No. I wake up before you and go to church, and I come back home and you say, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And I said, "I'm fine. I just went to Mass and received the Eucharist."
Who wakes up with the best mood?
Well, you're not awake then.
I know. But when we do wake up together,
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're in a better mood then.
yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right, this is supposed to be a rapid fire.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
this isn't a discussion.
Okay.
Would you rather wear your spouse's dirty socks or brush your teeth with their toothbrush?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I claimed the socks.
Me too. Oh,
Would you rather go on vacation yearly or update your house each year?
vacation.
Yeah. Vacation.
Would you rather eat your favorite dessert every day for a year or have your favorite drink every day for a year?
Favorite dessert.
Drink. I can't eat dessert that's 365 days a year.
Oh, yes, you can.
Would you rather give your partner a gift or receive a gift?
Receive a gift.
Give it.
I meant that.
Too late.
I meant
Too
that.
late. Selfish.
I did.
We'll backtrack. Would you rather have a romantic dinner or a thrilling adventure?
A thrilling adventure.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you rather have your partner? Would you rather have your partner lose all their hair or become extremely hairy?
Lose all their hair.
I don't want to see her extremely hairy.
Would you rather have a date at a spa or a haunted house?
Spa.
Yeah, spa.
Dumb question. Would you rather your partner become rich?
Hey, can I call your husband? Don't say partner. Say husband or wife.
Well, yeah. Well, would you rather have your husband or wife lose? No. Would you rather have your partner become rich but stressfully busy, or poor with lots of free time?
Poor with lots of free time.
Same with me.
Would you rather be the party couple or the couple who people come to for advice?
People who come to for advice.
Hmm.
I'm too old to party.
Party couple.
Would you rather spend the night watching a movie or heading out on the town with some friends?
Well, it depends on who the friends are.
Watch a movie.
Oh,
Would you rather watch a comedy movie or a horror movie?
a comedy movie.
Yeah.
What was the first pet you had?
A dog.
Dog, yeah. Mhm.
Name?
Feathers.
Was that you talking about when we were married?
No.
Sure.
Oh, when we're married.
Max.
Yeah, Max.
What about growing up?
Feathers.
Pal.
Can you name your husband or wife's best friend?
Right now. Dave McLaughlin.
Nancy Baird.
Well, it's a tie.
Between.
Joanne McLaughlin and Nancy Baird are my two best friends.
Last question. Will you have a 60th wedding anniversary?
Oh,
That's 5 years away.
only God knows that.
Hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim and Colleen Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Regrets. Looking back on life,
Hmm.
besides having 2 red-headed boys.
You have socks on?
Pick a random question you're not going to ask.
You want a hat on or your hair's all messy?
Did you? Looking back on life, what are your highlights?
Just told you.
I thought we were gonna do that part again.
Oh, we're going to do that again.
Well, you said with the stupid sound. Well,
I don't know.
Oh, keep going.
that was too good. Yeah, okay. You did a good job there. Don't worry about it.
Was that a total mess?